Greetings, I'm Kyo, and I'm here to read the Hetalia Axis Powers fanfiction titled Of Orders and Upheavals by drcalvin. Originally written in Live Journal as part of the Hetalia Kink meme, though the version you heard from me today came from fanfiction.net. I hope you enjoy. To meet Germany in person can be quite intimidating. More than one newly elected councillor remembers his icy blue eyes, the too harsh of a congratulatory grip, as the only slight flaw on an otherwise celebratory evening. Germany is such a rigid adherence of rules and bureaucracy that there has been speculations about whether Kafka has ever met him in person. He often acts unconsciously rude towards those politicians that represents the states, ordering them around in a heavy-handed way that makes the chancellor break out in cold sweat, and everyone is warned about his drill sergeant attitude towards the non-elected staff, something that does not go well with the modern workplace. Nor, must it be said, is Germany's yelling what a tired chancellor needs to hear at 6:30 in the evening, especially not when he's bellowing about why nobody but him ever does any work around here, until everybody gives in to the reality of the situation, that they will probably have to pull an all-nighter again to satisfy their nation. There is a very internal joke about how the PR crew are named for their shortcomings, because there's nothing that generates such bad PR in politics as accusations about pedophilia, words that can be interpreted as racism or Prussia, just Prussia, because the mere mention of him is usually a disaster waiting to happen. For instance, when Germany gets drunk with his good-for-nothing brother, the vultures at the BILD magazine have a constant betting pool about who will take most incriminating image. In fact, most major newspapers have, at one time or another, managed to squeeze a really good quote out of him. Good here is being defined by the owner of the newspaper, who mostly concerned with the headlines and sales number. Not at all good if one is supposed to work as a dignified, influential politician, despite being called a crazy, mean, rotten potato by one's own country, before he spills the beer on the Turkish ambassador. All the while his brother laughs profusely about the mess and then spread an embellished version of the story to all his friends. The worst media scandal directly involving Germany, the legend against which all the others are compared, is that one photo from 1996. It is said that mentions of it can cause an entire generation of politicians to shut up and shuffle away in shame. France was visiting, and it ended with all three, 2.5, nations arrested for public nudity and disorderly conduct after they were seen urinating on top of the Brandenburg Gate. It is a warning spread through all the parliaments since then. Keep a careful eye on the nation, for his own good, and for God's sake, don't let E spike the beer. What nobody is ever openly warned about, however, but always tries to subtly impress on their successors, is how very frighteningly easy it is to order Germany to action, once he has bent enough to give someone the authority to order him at all. Sometimes, it can take a while for a councillor or a member of the parliament to even dare to try, but once they do, a few don't realize that his tense answers means that their request will be done immediately. They usually keep on fearing him until they slip out of government work, forgotten and unneeded. Most see and suspect, but feel constrained by their peers from ever exploiting this. So after a while, they merely see their nation as a disciplined, solid man, especially when compared to such flighty personification as the frequent visitor, Italy, or the more rare but oh so memorable, Poland. There are those whose eyes see clear, and they nod thoughtfully, remembering the words spoken in Nuremberg. For the one who is the boss of Germany, the one human he will always listen to. Hints and guarded warnings are given by his or her predecessors. They must know, for it is their duty to stand guard. Because once a man saw, realized, and used. Despite energetic attempts from his people to change him, despite heartache, long-lasting guilt and shame, there is one well-guarded truth whispered in the top reaches of the parliament. Because the truth is that Germany will still follow his orders wherever they may lead him. End.